Hello gamers and welcome to a preview look at the Nemesis 8 DLC for Warno. School is out. It's going to feature VTK 42, German division, and also a tank division from the Soviets, the 71st Zep tank division. So I'm a bit on the clock, so let's take a quick look at both divisions, and I will not build my own division, but I will soon do playing every division episode on each of them, where I will also obviously build a division. Okay, this mixed West German tank formation filled with instructor units can count on an excellent cadre of recon tanks and helicopters, but lacks supporting arms. The Verfügungstruppenkommando 42 or Reserve Troops Command 42 was a Bundeswehr divisional command nestled within NATO's Northec to be activated in the case of war, with the core consolidated around the Kampftruppenschule 2, the Armored Training Academy at Münster. The ad hoc battle group would have been composed of numerous territorial and other rear area units, including Heimatschützbrigade 62, combat engineers of the Pioneer Regiment 72, and nearby anti-air detachments. The experienced instructors of the Panzerlehrbrigade 9 would lead the armored formation, mostly made up of reservists and second-line troops. The Truppenkommando 42 deploys a variety of Heimatjäger squads, including Heimatjagdkommando, backed by Fachlehrergruppe instructors that boost the performance of nearby units, especially reservists. The real firepower comes in armored form, including the experimental Leopard 2A4D with its C-type armor and improved fire controls, Leopard 2A4B plus instructor type Leopard 1A3A1 and Leopard 1A6, the latter featuring an experimental 120mm tank gun upgrade. Supporting arms are mixed, but units available include the heavy man Cat 8x8 supply truck and Aufklärungsmarder 1A3, Recon IFV, while signal intelligence is provided by Radar Panzer 91-2S and UH-1D has helicopters, courtesy of the Bundesnachrichtendienst, which is the German intelligence service, one of the three. It's the one for foreign stuff. Backed by anti-air, so helicopters here, I guess. Luftwaffe air superiority comes in the form of F4Es, while upgraded Alpha Jets A's deliver close air support missions with a variety of payloads. Please bear in mind that this is a preview build, things can change. Obviously there's also a patch coming with it, doing some changes. There will be some a few NATO air debuffs, price increases, and I think the Pioneers with Flam, they all go down in availability a bit. Okay, and other things will change as well. So let's take a look at the tabs. Logistics tabs very cheap. Infantry tabs super cheap for a tank division, even though there's not that much choice. Artillery expensive, as kind of could be expected from the division description. Tank tabs decent. Recon tabs a bit expensive. Then AA also a bit expensive. Few helicopter options and 2 decent slots. Air tab also decent. Could be a really interesting division. So let's I can maybe click a division together as we go, but I don't think it's necessary. So you get your small supply truck option, 500 supply here, and then you get the new Mancat with 3000 supply. So you get 2 of these. It's more like for your rear supply, really. It's a cool looking massive truck. Then you get this. It's quite decent because it's very cheap, so good for the opening, already known. You get the Jeep, which I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, so you don't probably get one of these, 1 or 2 of these, or 1 of these, maybe a bit more supply for all the infantry. Then infantry tab, you get the MG3, a weapon I've already shot as well. Really good in real life. And yeah, decent here as well. The Reserve Pioneer, already known from Territorial Commando. Disheartened and Shock. Panzergrenadier Führer. They come with the AA, they can come in the Marder, which is nice. Then you get the new unit here in the Fachlehrergruppe. And this got smoke actually. That's quite nice. And the Fachlehrergruppe, so like teachers basically, they actually have the instructor trait, so they will buff. They'll increase the veterancy of infantry, and they also from this tab, and they also remove the reservist trait. So this is going to be like key unit. It's actually pretty cool with smoke, so you can 6 men is not too bad, and price is okay. They can fight a little bit as well. Got a sniper rifle. Then you get the Panzergrenadiers, just the normal Panzergrenadiers, already known. Heimatjägerführer, also known from 6th Panzer Grenadier Division. They are disheartened, or reservists, as I should say. But you get 3 on the card, which is nice. Heimatjäger Panzerfaust, a new unit. 9 men strong. Then Heimatjäger Carl Gustav, also reservist. Yeah, already known. Why would you take these? Yeah, the Panzerfaust is actually the worst weapon, so it's better to take the Carl Gustav variant. I think, yeah, the loadout is a bit different as well. Yeah, presumably it's better to go with the Carl Gustav. It's also more expensive. And then you get the new Heimatjagdkommando. They are not reservist, and they get the security trait, which is really nice. And they've got the flamer here. They've got AT and security. So this, I think, is a really cool weapon and a cool unit, and it compensates a bit for the expensive recon tab. So considering you get 6 of these teachers and you get 3 of these, I think it's probably a good idea to, you know, max that out, spam a bit. You probably take, you know, obviously with the Marder, possibly the Marder Milan, you take this at least once, obviously upvetted. Probably take this because it's such a cheap leader. And then you get the Munger M40, which is new for the Germans here, also reservist. But the tank guns, I'm not too sure. The recoilless rifle, if it's that great. And I wonder why it's 35. I thought they were buffed to 40%, displayed as 39. Then you get the AT troops. These can even come in a Marder, so that's a nice combination. And yeah, so you can build a very decent tab here, and then you can take maybe the shitty one as well. And yeah, something like that. Then you have a lot of infantry. Artillery, you get the mortar, 120mm. You get a small howitzer, 105mm. You get the Panzermörser. With the mobility, it's not as important as it used to be. You get the LAS, and you get the M109A. I think, yeah, you get 1 card of these for sure, and then you get. Personally, I would probably still go for the mobile one. Yeah, go for something like this, and that's maybe already it. You could obviously go for the last and then get the supply depot as well. But yeah, depending on your play style. The range is decent, yeah. So in the tank tab, it's a tank division after all. You get the Kanonenjagdpanzer, already known. Jaguar 1, Jaguar 2. The Iltis, it's only with the Milan 1 and only 4 rockets. Could be nice for the opening. Then you get this leader tank, already known. Then you get the Heimat variant of it, already known as well. Which one was this? Dürer, yeah. And so some very, very cheap tanks, but they're not that great for infantry support. Then you get the new Leer Leopard with the instructor trait. Get the Leer Leopard in the beefed up version with the new experimental cannon. So this really has a punch, also good range, very good accuracy. So this I think is a really good tool. Then you get the normal Leopard leader, but the new 2A4B tank. I think it had the better 120mm cannon. Front armor is good. And here you get the 24AB without the leader trait. So you can upgrade that. And then you get like some magnificent tanks here. Probably go for some cheap ones. Maybe go for the Jaguar too. Not sure about that. And then you get the 2A4D, of course, as well, which is up armored and really expensive. You get this, you get the Leer Leopard, this one for sure, presumably even this one, or play it a bit more spammy. Get the Kanonenjagdpanzer as well, maybe get the Iltis Milan. So there are quite a few options how you build this. Do you go more for the heavy stuff or for the cheap option? There's not like mid-range, there's nothing really. Maybe this 1A6. Reckon. Get the Alouette 2, already known. You get the UH, that's new, and it's a Sigint unit. This cool looking appliances here. Very good optics. And you get this new Radaufklärungspanzer, and it comes with counter battery radar. So this could be quite helpful to keep your limited artillery alive. Exceptional optics, mediocre stealth at least. You get the Heimataufklärer and the Aufklärer. No special units here. You get the looks, and you get the new IFV here in the Mara with Milan. Unfortunately, it drops to 2 availability when you upgrade it. But so presumably, if you use it together with your tanks, possibly just leave it as is. To upgrade it, then possibly take the Radaufklärungspanzer for the counter battery, and you definitely need some infantry. So presumably this one, and then it's already tricky. Maybe this one. Hard to say. It gets very expensive. AA, 20mm, 20mm twin, the Fliegerfaust. Then you get this one for air defense. That's the one from the Bundesnachrichtendienst, I think they said. So it comes with only 2 Stinger. That's not much. And you get the Gepard. 1A1 and the iHawk. So it's actually not too bad. You probably go something like this. 2 iHawks. Maybe. Something like this. Helicopters. 22 and 24. Hot 1, Hot 2. So probably take 1. Maybe this one as well. But you've got good tanks as well, so. Then you get here, you get the rocket Alpha Jet, which is a new one for the Germans. Got the AG2 with an unguided SAMP T-25 bomb, 6 of them. Reload time 180 seconds, 38 seconds. So this comes back really quickly, but obviously it's also squishy, 6 health. At least it's very agile. And then you get this cluster bomber, which is quite nice. Then your other AT option is this one with the Maverick, also new. And the F4, you get the 3 of the decent range missiles, 4 shorter range ones, and then you get the more expensive plane. Fire and forget, this is like you're very good against helicopters. You definitely need this one, then you probably take this one as well. You probably take this because of the reload time. Thing is, they can't fight against planes, which is a bit bad. Then you take this one against heavy tanks maybe, and possibly, I'm not sure how this drops, but possibly this should come back very quickly. So possibly here you take this, yeah, cluster plane again. Not sure about that. Something like this. Yeah, so this is the division. I think it's actually pretty cool. What's my favorite unit here? I think it's the, from the looks of it, it's the Leopard. Because it's got a good punch and it's rather cheap, and it's instructor. Smoke as well, so that's quite nice. So yeah, the division really relies on the spammy infantry, I'd say, combined with some heavy hitting tanks, some cheap tanks as well. Okay-ish recon. AA is actually also decent. There's enough artillery to get you through a 1v1, I think. So this could be a really interesting division for me, because I like those Heimatjäger units, and I like the amount of infantry. I like that you get some really good tanks. Also the lack of infantry kind of makes you not buy too much infantry, too much artillery, lack of artillery. So if you don't invest in support weapons, you invest into something else. But there are also obviously downsides. You don't get any great forward deployment. So probably you need to get into decent positions and then creep in with your Heimatjäger, supported by your mortars with smoke. This is kind of going to be the tactic, I guess. And then later you need to bring out the heavy hitting tanks to secure your positions and prevent breakthroughs. That's kind of the tactic, I guess, that you can apply. But you will see that in my Playing Every Division video, which is going to be coming hopefully in August still. Now then, let's look at the 71st. A Soviet mobilization division with instructor units. This second line armored battle group deploys a range of reservist units. These are backed in the field by plentiful tanks, heavy APCs, and numerous anti-air units. The Soviet Army's 71st Zapasnaya Tankovaya Divizia, or the 71st Reserve Tank Division, was based far deep in the Russian interior in the important military-industrial city of Omsk. Apart from being a center of armaments production, including the Omsk Transmash tank factory and design bureau, the Siberian town also contained the Higher Tank Engineering School and Higher Combined Arms Command School. If World War III would continue long enough, these institutions would form the cadre of a second echelon mobilization division composed of reservists and recruits. The formation would be rounded out by storage depots and several pieces of equipment being tested or evaluated. 71st Reserve Division, Tank Division, scrapes the barrel with a number of Prisiveniki or Reservisti units, from infantry to tanks and weapon teams. led into battle by more experienced instructory squads with the instructor trait. The same is seen with the division's armored firepower, consisting of instructory variants of the T-64A, the T-72A, and the state-of-the-art T-72B version 89s. To deploy the troops under fire, the heavy BTR-55 and regular BTR-50 PAM-1 APCs can be employed, while the division's anti-air defenses are formed by Zu-23-2 and the ZIL-135M self-propelled AA guns, plus the S-125 Nevato SAM. Is that a new one? Older Su-24 strike aircraft takes to the skies with a variety of close air support payloads. So let's take a look. Very decent logistics slots. Infantry a bit more expensive than the German division. Artillery a bit more plentiful though. Tank depth also more plentiful and cheaper. Recon also a bit expensive. AA also a bit expensive. No helicopters whatsoever. And then air, decent slots. So let's take a look. This is a new leader command vehicle apparently. Looks a bit vintage. I think some of the Polish divisions have this with a different name, don't they? And then you get the Ural, the 1000 supplies is your lowest number, and then you get 3 cards of this new Snap with 2000 supply. The ZIL-135M. This is slightly better, I think, even though 500 is okay as well for more frontline support, but you end up paying more for your supplies the less you get on your vehicle. Then you get the Belosaur, 3 on the card, nothing new. Chaika, nothing new. Twice as expensive as the the NATO one we've seen, the armored one, but you get 3 on the card. Supply depot, yeah, nothing too special here. Here you get reservist machine gunners, which is pretty cool, and then you get AGL as well with reservist trait, and they come in a cool bus. This is actually very realistic. They come in a Buchanka. And them as well. At least I think it's a Buchanka, right? The UAZ 452 should be a Buchanka here. That's your air conditioning here. Open that. Then you get that's one of the militia and reservist units. New one. 7 on the card. No AT. They've got rifles and assault rifles. A spam unit, you get 12. And they come in this reservist BMP, which is quite cool, with the Malyutka M as well. And an anti-tank gun. So yeah, quite cool actually. You get the reservist Komrati, already known, and a variety of vehicles. This is obviously quite slow, so you need to balance what you actually want to bring it in. Then a reservist that can come in a BMP. So lots of IFVs available here for the Soviets, and that's a decent unit here for the price. Then you get the Prisiviniki, they are already known, sniper rifle, and the really shitty anti-tank one, but this is heat, so it won't drop on distance, but there's actually no distance, not much at least. And then you get the normal Reservisti as well, which are pretty good. So these guys are kind of like the new ones in the loadout. This is 10, this is 8, so they don't fit into a BMP. So you surely take these in the BMP, I'd say. And then Reservisti, they are new, so you take them. Take the machine gun. Take the new guys here, maybe, or maybe not actually. Yeah, but we'll see that in Yeah, I think their availability has dropped to 6. I'm not quite sure. We'll see that in my playing every division video. At least I've got the sniper rifle, but yeah. Then you get your CQC unit, you get the Saperi Comroti, good AT, or decent AT. The Saperi with a double flamer, reservist and militia. And the Saperi and the Saperi RPO, already known, both of them. Already known Reservisti with the recoilless rifle. So we have with this tank gun. Can be annoying with side shots though, so maybe worth taking it. And the faggot, which is not that much better. And then you get 2 of those instructor cards. And they're actually pretty cool. They've got the IFV trait, and they also can come in this BMP2, which is quite nice with the autocannon. And they have good AT capabilities, 7-man strong, instructor trait. So this is a nice card. You probably take all 2 of them, both of them. Yeah, but then I think you will definitely have to spend a little bit into the 2, 4, 6, 8 slots and spend a bit. A third 3-point slot will have to be used, I think. Artillery wise, you get the A2 model. This is new, I think, because it's reservist. Makes it cheaper, but it doesn't really matter too much that it's reservist. Then you get 120 mil as well. You get, that's your howitzer with AT capabilities. 20-kilometer range, 12-kilometer range, so that's not too great. They can't come with ammunition, no. That would have been funny. 122 mil, range ain't great. And then you get the Grad. Might be useful. Yeah, so artillery tab. This one is new because it's disheartened. The M30 from World War II vintage store, and probably one of those units that were put into the depot. But I mean, you can get enough here, but yeah. Not quite sure. The Grad obviously consumes a lot of ammunition, so probably just max it, get some more, get some 120 mil mortars. You don't really want to go into an RT battle, I think, with this division. Less so than with the other one. Here you get the Malyutka, already known, disheartened as well. Then you get the reservist tank leader, only 2 on the card. T-54B, and they are quite good for infantry support. T-55A, also already known, at least known a little bit. Then you get this one is a new one. T-62. Okay, maybe it's because of the reservist trait that they are new, and the camouflage looks really nice actually. Proper Siberian camouflage. Then the T-62 here, really decent gun, range ain't great, but you know, for the price what you get, it's only 1 machine gun though, but still you get more machine guns on this one, which is like a second one, which is quite nice. It costs 10 points more, but same availability. And then this one has better range, but better side armor, better range, but 1 less penetration. It's also new and kind of interesting because it's the same gun. I guess it loses it because of the range, and then you know, at this range it will have better penetration because of scaling, I guess. Then you get here your new instructor. You get a lot of instructor cards. Look at this, 3 instructor cards. And they've got 20 penetration here, which is quite nice. They've got a massive gun. So this is presumably going to be my favorite unit here. Also good armor. T64, T72. Also the availability is good. And then this one even has ERA, if I see that correctly. Yeah. And it's got the Sphere anti-tank missile, 2,800 meter range. So you get your heavy hitters are all instructors. So this may be my favorite, but it's maybe too expensive to be my favorite. Yeah, but some really nice. Look at this, good range. Also here there's a drop in accuracy. Here you get more armor. So really nice, and it's really cheap. So you can do the super tank spam, and this will help with the dealing with the infantry, these tanks. And then behind them you bring your heavy hitters with instructor trait. So they will all be upweighted to level 2. We can see how good they will be because we can't manually upweight them. So yeah, that's quite nice actually. The tank tab is really good. If you like tanks, I think this might be a division for you. Racken tab, you get the new Pyramida 1, which is a jammer unit. Yeah, 2. What's the optics here? Very good optics, and it's only 15 points. So stealth is bad, but yeah, that's actually quite nice. BDM 2, already known. Razvedka, already known. Come in a bus. Then you get the motorized Razvedka, they can come in a BMP. Even in the BMP 2, which is quite nice, because this also has good optics. And you get the PT-76B, a new tank. Really bad damage though, or really bad penetration, only good optics, but maybe for some sneaky action. You get 6 on the card, so that's quite good. And you get the BRM 1K, already known. Comes with smoke. This one doesn't. Yeah, so I guess you get this. You get motorized Razvedka. And maybe one of these. No helicopter. Maybe get this one because it's new. Yeah, so not too bad, but not too good either. And no airborne troops in this division either. So forward deployment is not that great. Here you get the Strela Troopers, 2 cards. You get the 23 mil, twin and non-twin. On a truck. And this one is actually new. It's like World War II vintage as well, I think. Then you get the S-60 anti-aircraft gun. This is also new on a truck, so it's a bit squishy, but not too bad actually, and can shoot at ground targets as well with HE damage. So this is interesting. Then you get and it's mobile, so you can move it up with your tanks, which I think for this division is important, and it has good. Really good availability actually with 9. You can upgrade it. Accuracy is quite poor. Yeah, but yeah, nice unit. Strela, also good to move it up with your troops. There's also BTS-4. This is a new one. Anti-aircraft. Gun here. Also good to bring it behind your troops. The armor is quite nice actually. Also good availability. It's more against, you know, enemy AT helicopters, I guess. And then you get the new one here, this Sneva. Good accuracy, decent range. With radars, you need to micro it. This is cool. You don't get 2 cards, but you get 4 on the card. So more than with the iHawk. This is quite nice, actually. So you go for something like this, and you go for something that goes with your tanks. Let's just take this one. It's also new, and then you go for something like this. This is what you need minimum, I think. And then depending on your playstyle, maybe take this funny one, or take the Strela here. No helicopters to look at. And then the planes. Older Su-24s here. This is actually quite nice. With 30. Reload time is horrendous though. Oh no, sorry, I was looking at the wrong slot. It's only 60 seconds. So this is really good, actually. So exactly the opposite of what I said first. Then you get the rocket plane. This has 90 seconds reload time. Another HE variant that comes with air-to-air missiles as well. The others, this one does as well, so that's good. The rocket one does not. It's also the cheapest. And yeah, so here with air-to-air as well, and with FAB 500s, you get a seaplane. No electronic warfare. This is also new. So you can knock out enemy artillery, enemy AA units presumably, if the enemy doesn't micro. And then you get the cluster bomber here. Quite nice, 20% ECM, they all have 20%, right? Yeah. And then you get the Marie 1, which is presumably like one of those experimental aircraft. Decent range here. Here short range, good accuracy. You get another loadout with less range. We check quickly for the difference. Both of them are new. Yeah, so they've got this bore sight capability, which was recently introduced, I think, in the last Nemesis DLC. So you should have a wider angle, and you actually have increased accuracy, which is quite nice. And this one, the more expensive one, also has 40% ECM, which is quite good. So some decent options here. You get a lot of them, actually. Probably take the 2 of these. You probably take something to take out more enemy tanks. You need to take something against the infantry, I think. Presumably this one, because of the better reload time. 90 seconds, 180 seconds. But this one can shoot at helicopters as well, so but it also needs to fly above it. This one shoots at range, a bit safer. So this is how you can build it up. Yeah, my favorite unit, it's maybe the Instructori, or one of those instructor tanks which look really phenomenal. This one is a beast. So quite the nice options you get with this division as well. Lack of helicopters, lack of airborne, artillery entered great. So personally, I think for my playstyle, I think the German one will be a bit more interesting. But this one looks very good as well. And you can do like a proper tank rush with them. Let me know what you think of the divisions in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.